As a real estate investor, one of the biggest decisions you're going to have to make is choosing the right market. And there's a lot more to it than you might think. It's important to choose a market for growth, and the way to figure that out is looking at the economics. You want to look at the job growth, the infrastructure spending, what population is doing. Are people migrating into a city or out of a city? You're going to want to look at your tenant profile. What type of assets can you buy? And then you need to match all of this against your why. Does this market provide what you want? Or is it just simply the market that's being represented by a noisy salesperson? When you narrow down the market, it's going to make your choices easier because it's going to let you focus in one area. And while ultimately I suggest you diversify as a real estate investor, in the short term, I suggest that when you're looking to make your first couple purchases, you find a market that you like, you do an extensive amount of research, you understand the long-term trends and cycles of that market. I'll give you an example. We know that Alberta booms and busts. Edmonton tends to be more manufacturing based, so a little bit more consistent, but a little less sexy, whereas Calgary has a lot more high-end head office jobs, so it tends to ride the highs higher and the lows lower. This is just a surface level of what you want to be looking into, but I suggest that you master a market rather than you try to invest in 10 markets at once. Once you know a market, you should consistently be assessing, is this what you want? Does this make sense? And it's okay to sample a few different options to look at a broader perspective, but as you narrow it down, stick to it. Once you've decided you're going to invest in a market, you've done your research, you have a firm understanding of the trends, the ticks, the behaviors of that market, you feel it's the right choice, and you can spend, I suggest, 2 to 5 minutes explaining what the benefits of that market are. I like the Edmonton market because it's affordable, the population's growing, there's room for the city to expand, it has great transit and the road network set up well so that rush hour is very minimalized. There's the legislation for Alberta here, the provincial government's based here, a university of 50,000 students. I can go on, but be able to explain it without using emotion. You should be using data and facts instead. It's a good market, it's growing, ooh, I believe in it. But rather knowing the data and the trends behind it. The population's growing, there's people moving out of Ontario, they're immigrating. Ultimately, that's going to lead to you being more successful.